Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson is now an Ajax player. I mean, Martin, very keen to get your take on that. He decided no time up on al-ettifaq for me. It's not for me, or at least that's what we perceive the situation to be. Saudi football and everything that goes with it. And he's moved out. And he's over in Amsterdam this morning, no doubt training with Ajax, having joined them yesterday. This was Henderson on arrival.
Ajax as a football club speaks for itself, and world-class players that have played here for many, many years. And once I knew that there was an opportunity, I was overexcited and really just overwhelmed that this opportunity was there for me, and it was something that I wanted to try and make happen. So it was very humbling for me to be here now, and I'm just trying to take it all in, really. Special day.
A special day. I'm not sure what he's taking in at the moment, Martin, are you? Because there was a variety of things said as he left Liverpool and headed out to al-ettifaq and join the Saudi Pro League. A variety of things said when he joined up with Gerrard. We'll hear from Gerrard very shortly, the other side of 10:15. And now he's saying that he's humbled to be joining Ajax. I'm not sure where he is. Well, I know where he is. He's in Amsterdam, but I'm not sure where his head is.
I think he's realising what are the priorities, the right priorities perhaps in life and as a professional footballer. And I think in the summer, and I think it's easy to do this, and I don't really want to judge. I've been in this situation myself, that in the summer, often it can become about the money and about the package, and you forget about the wonderful people that might have been around him at Liverpool and the opportunity that he still represented. Of course, they might have been saying to him, look, you might not play all the games, but you're still going to play a major part. His head was turned. He obviously went out to Saudi Arabia looking at the bigger project, thinking it was going to be something it wasn't. Financially, it was incredible. And I think now he's decided to change his mind. And he wants to. His priority now is to play football to a higher level. I don't think it's quite the level of the Premier League, but nonetheless, there's 55,000 people in the Johan Cruyff Stadium most weeks. So it's a major step up. And maybe the atmosphere was something different. There was only 5,000 or 6,000 people in this stadium. They weren't going well. There's been a terrible record that they've been on, and he's changing direction, Jim. To be honest, I think I admire that he's made a mistake. Most people would have thought you've made your bed, you need to lie in it. Obviously, it's a financial thing, but he's saying, no, I want to play football. Well, so that's quite a big thing, Jim.
Yeah.
He didn't find utopia with the money that he was being paid in Saudi Arabia, and I think now he wants to come back and play football.
Well, the other side of 10:15, we'll hear from Steven Gerrard, who was his manager at al-ettifaq, Simon. And Gerrard, amongst other things, reportedly is saying that being at al-ettifaq has made him a better person. We'll hear that very shortly. Saad Al-Aziz is the vice chairman and interim chief executive of the Saudi Pro League. And last night I got a message, Simon, from him or his people. Jordan is a good guy, and it's a shame that things didn't work out for him. But he'd be the first to admit that full support was given to him and respect shown. So everyone tried, and no one's to blame.
I think that's probably a fair analysis. I don't think he's correcting any records, and I don't think Jordan Henderson has said anything derogatory about the club. I just don't think it suits him. I mean, he's going to Ajax, who are going for... Ajax are 23 points off PSV from the top of the table. He's going to an Ajax side that's in, at best way, described as transition, that's falling out with its fans, that's nowhere near the Ajax that we perceived them to be from times gone past. So he's got what he wanted. And I'm kind of... There's almost an element of me that's less interested in Jordan Henderson and his flakiness, and more interested in what this tells us about where the Saudi League is and what this tells us about Gerrard. Because I would imagine that Gerrard advocated for him to come and sign for this particular club, which doesn't look like a good reflection back on Gerrard. He's got a win record in this country almost as bad as his win record in the Premier League, and yet he gets a huge reward, which I find absolutely perplexing. One of the things that really bugs me in society, and I think Martin might concur with this, is rewarding mediocrity. I'm not entirely sure how you can justify, besides the optics, the word that we love here, of the Saudi Pro League needing to defend its position against the ongoing or the potential onslaught of observations that people don't like it over there, is to give a manager that's not won a game for quite some time, that's got a 30% win record in a league that's developing and is hardly at the highest end of its spectrum, a new contract with huge financial rewards attached to it, which are commensurate with managing the Premier League champions.
I agree with that, but with it being such a negative that they've lost their star player in Henderson, the club are reacting, aren't they?
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, well,
then.
they're reacting and
that?
saying, okay, we need a positive now. Let's keep Gerrard here.
Yeah,
If
keep that 30%
the
win
manager
record
goes, it's like pulling the plug. If one's going to go and the money brought him here, but it's not kept him here, he's leaving. Could we lose a whole load of other players?
Yeah, but
okay, let's get the manager to sign a new deal. I agree that the record doesn't justify that.
I
But
mean,
Gerrard's
their
it's
former
not
slump,
Gerrard's fault, is it?
they
He's been
haven't
offered
won.
all this money.
No, it's not about the money. It's about the reward. Hold on.
Yeah, why are they
It's
rewarding
about
him,
the
Martin?
rewarding of it.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying and questioning, and it doesn't stem from any position of envy or coveting what others have. I just believe you occupy space in a world where you get rewarded for excellence. And quite frankly, you can make no argument that Gerrard has occupied that space right now, getting huge rewards. And it tells you something about the Saudi Pro League. This isn't about excellence. It's about the look.
Correct.
What's that about then? How much of a threat is that for our football leagues around the world?
But in Gerrard's defence, what is he to do then? If
Build
he's
a
been
better
offered,
team.
If he's been offered all of this money to
No,
stay,
be worth it.
He wants
Just
to
be worth it.
commit to the project.
If we were sat here now saying, well, look, we understand they've got to pull up the trapdoor, they've got to make the feel and look of this league look sustainable, and the manager's got a 60% win record, he's got a win record that would get most teams relegated.
Well, al-Ettifaq's form has slumped. They hadn't won in their last 8 matches before this recent 6-week mid-season break. And yet Gerrard has been rewarded and becomes one of the best paid managers in the world, Martin, on a salary of £15 million a year. We'll get to Gerrard in a moment because he'll come to us. We're going to hear from Steven Gerrard in a second. Jordan Henderson. Martin, if you're Southgate, by moving to Ajax, in Southgate's eyes, has he got a better chance now of being part of his England squad at the Euros in Germany in the summer?
Well, Southgate never made it a condition, did he? He said, look, I'm not going to tell you where you have to play your football. I think this is down to the player, Jim. Obviously, he's going to play at high level. It's much more competitive, as we know, and we'll be able to see him. Won't we? We'll have more access to watching him.
Yeah,
it's a different level. I do feel it will help his case. But we have a lot of young English midfield players now that are just starting on his shoulder. But Henderson, for me, I still feel we need him in the group. The experience that he brings, it might be from the bench, but nonetheless, he has to be in top condition between now and the summer. So this will hopefully bring that to him.
Do you feel he could have come back to the Premier League, Simon, or do you not think there was sufficient interest there that he and his representatives looked elsewhere and he's ended up at Ajax?
There would have been sufficient interest. It may well be that the underlying workings of this deal, because again, optics, buying from a Premier League club and then selling him back to a Premier League club is almost an even bigger hoisting of the white flag from the Saudi Pro League. Redirecting him into another league, it might have been a condition because it doesn't feel like a logical fit.
No,
Jordan Henderson to Ajax, a almost beginning to become a mid-table side in Dutch football, top 5 right now, but notwithstanding it, still in poor form. It doesn't look like a logical fix. We talked at the top of the show about road to redemption. I would suspect it's road to Germany rather than redemption because I don't think he really needs to redeem himself. The bottom line is he made a commercial decision. He makes a fool of himself by opening his mouth saying he supports a particular cause, goes over to a country that has no value of that cause, makes a fool of himself by turning around and saying he wants to go and grow the game, comes back 5 months later. All of those are there for everyone to poke fun at. But the bottom line is he made a commercial decision and he's changed it and it's cost him a few quid to do it.
Yeah.
The bottom line is I wonder how many of the elite countries around the world, and Martin can answer this possibly, sit there when they're picking their international squad saying, oh, he'll be good around the dressing room. I wonder if they pick the best 25 players or 22 players and go, those are the players that are going to win us a tournament, rather than this silly draconian mentality that we have, which is he'll be good around the group.
Yeah.
You're in the business of winning tournaments.
Well,
They've been to a series of tournaments, haven't they? They've been to a series of tournaments over many years, so he knows the players he wants. He's not really going to bring a fast track anybody else in now.
We want to win a tournament.
Yeah.
We need 22 players that can do a job, not 22 players that can possibly hold camp and hold court.
Well, such as the level now is getting to the stage where you've got to put the performances in.
Indeed.
Well, he's going to have to show what he's got in his locker now at Ajax if he's to stay in the good books regard Southgate when he comes to name his final 23. Al-Ettifaq, curiously, have not shown patience with their managers in recent seasons. Their past 3 appointments lasting less than a year. But Gerrard is one they like, probably because of his profile. So he stays and they're rewarding him hugely because Gerrard is reported to be one of the best paid managers in the world overnight on a salary of around 15 million quid a year.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.